Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. The Honeyglow Woods Adventure Pack is finally out and we're going to go through everything you need to know for unlocking Winnie the Pooh, Piglet, and Eeyore. So, let's get started. Once you purchase the Honeyglow Woods Adventure Pack and download it, you're going to log on and check your mailbox. Now, if you buy it early, you can get this cute dream style for Winnie the Pooh, and I'm very excited about it. Also, there is currently a Twitch drop going on, so don't forget to check that out too. It's for a limited time. But once you check your mailbox, you're going to see a very important parcel. You're going to claim the childhood treasure box, and then you're going to interact with it in your inventory. Then you're going to use furniture mode to place the curious tree spout in your valley, and then we're going to enter the Honeyglow Woods. Alright, once you enter, we're going to explore this strangely misty area in the hunt for Winnie the Pooh. He's going to be by a bunch of trees, and once you find him, you're going to talk to him. Next, you're going to need to remove the corrupted honey swirls that surround Winnie, and then you're going to bring him a honey pot and make sure you have that honey pot in your inventory. For the next part, we're going to play hide and seek with Pooh. He's going to hide 4 different times and we're going to find him. The first location is by our house in this valley. The second location is in the center of this biome by the trees. The third location is by the river towards the beginning of the Wish Blossom Ranch. Towards the beginning of the Honeyglow Woods Bridge. And location number 4 is by the cooking station. Each time you find him, you're just going to take a photo and then talk to him. After you finally found him at the 4th location, you're going to talk to him and then open the memory. We're following Winnie to the place shown in the memory. Once there, you're going to pick up the note near the overgrown twist roots. You're going to open the memory and then talk to Winnie about what you just saw. Next, we need to gather 3 oak leaves, 2 driftwood, and 1 shiny honey agate. Then you're going to give everything to Pooh. Next, you're going to use the Diggy Wiggy potion that Pooh gives you to upgrade your shovel. Then you're going to remove the twist roots. You're going to collect all the busy bee pieces. The 2 you have to dig up and 2 you have to fish out. Then you're headed to the nearest crafting station to craft the busy bee's house. You're going to bring the busy bee's house to Winnie the Pooh to make sure it's ready to welcome the bees. He's going to give it back and you're going to open furniture mode to place the busy bee's house somewhere in the Drowsybloom Acre. After you place the house, you're going to place Drowsybloom Acre flowers around the busy bee's house. It has to be Drowsybloom Acre flowers. You're going to look inside the house to see if there's any golden honey and then talk to Winnie. He's going to explain that you need to wait 10 minutes for the bees to make golden honey. So, you have to wait 10 minutes and then claim the golden honey. Once you claim the honey, talk to Winnie, and then you're going to gather 5 driftwood, 1 golden honey, and 1 sweet chestnut. You're going to cook a honey crunch bar and then give it to Winnie. To start the next quest, we're going to talk to Winnie and then follow him into the foggy part of the woods. Once there, you're going to talk to Winnie again, and then you're going to open the memory that appears. Next, we're headed to gather the ingredients to make the Honeyglow elixir. You need sweet chestnut to grow and harvest parsnip, dig up some tree resin, collect some golden honey, and search the foggy area to find the fog dust. Once you have everything, you're headed to the nearest cooking station to cook the Honeyglow elixir, and then you're going to use the elixir. Next, you're headed back to where we followed Winnie to in the foggy part of the woods, and you're going to water the lantern next to Winnie. Then you're going to follow Winnie up the path and talk to him once you're there. Next, we're going to gather the materials to repair the thoughtful spot. You need 3 golden honey, 15 tree resin, 12 driftwood, 10 oak leaves, and 15 limestones. You're going to place all of those in the thoughtful spot and then talk to Winnie one more time to finish this quest. To start the next quest, you're going to talk to Pooh and he's going to give you some rain boots to put on. Once you put on the boots, you're going to follow Winnie and run through all 6 puddles. After you run through the last puddle by Pooh's house, you'll notice something in the water. You're gonna pick it up and talk to Pooh about what you found. Then you're gonna water the lantern near Pooh's house and place the doorbell back on Pooh's door. Then we're gonna enter Pooh's house and talk to him once inside. He's gonna have us clean up the mess, and then we're gonna pick up the box of colorful crayons. We're gonna talk to Winnie about the crayons, and then we get to welcome him to the Honeyglow Woods. Next, we're talking to Pooh, and then we're going to follow him to the Everoak tree. We're going to use the colorful crayons on the empty drawing space. Then, we're going to enter the hollow. Once inside the hollow, we're going to talk to Winnie, and then we're going to explore the honey-filled hollow until you find the note on the wall. Then, we're returning back to Winnie to tell him about the note. While exploring, you probably picked up a bunch of honey pots, so you're gonna give one to Winnie for him to taste, and a memory is gonna appear. So, open the memory. We're gonna talk to Winnie about the memory we saw, and then we're headed to dig out a honey pot that's hidden behind the shelf. You're gonna push the large honey pot out of the way, and then pull back the shelf to be able to get into the room. You're gonna dig up the pot, and then we're headed to talk to Winnie. Doing this spawns another memory, so you're gonna open it and then follow Pooh over to the shelf. You're gonna talk to him and he's gonna tell you about how his stomach hurts, so we need to cook up some tummy tonic. To make this recipe, it says cook 2 seasonings and 1 tea, but don't add anything spicy or sweet. So we're adding 1 mint, 1 ginger, and 1 tea, and then we're headed to give the tummy tonic to Pooh. And finally, we have spawned our 3rd memory, so we're gonna talk to Pooh about what we learned. Next, we're gonna search for the pot of Sunglow honey. It's the same pot that you see in the memory, and you can find it on this shelf. Once you find it, you're gonna head back to the top of the stairs to place the Sunglow honey, and another memory appears. You're gonna open the memory and talk to Winnie about what you saw. Next, we're leaving the Everoak tree to talk to Winnie, and then we're gonna follow him to the entrance of Gloommeadow. You're gonna clear the corrupted honey wall to enter Gloommeadow and finish this quest. To start chapter 4, we're gonna enter the Gloommeadow and then explore it until we find Eeyore. He's gonna have us search for his tail near the dried up riverbed. There's a pile of debris blocking the river, so you're gonna tell Eeyore about it. He's gonna have you gather 6 hardwood, 5 juniper berry, 2 white and pink foxglove, and 6 limestone. Then you're headed to the nearest crafting station to craft the hedgehog companion home. You're gonna place the new home in the Gloommeadow and then feed a hedgehog. They like fruit or golden honey. To feed a hedgehog, use the same method as sea turtles. They're a little shy, so just walk up and wait there until they're ready to be fed. Next, we're going to talk to Eeyore about our progress, and then he's going to send us to use our pickaxe to remove the debris in the river. Then, of course, we're headed to talk to Eeyore again, and he's going to have us fish out the 2 substitute tails. You're going to bring the cuckoo clock tail to Eeyore and then take a picture of him. You're gonna show Eeyore the picture, and then he's gonna put on the steel springtail. You're gonna take another picture, and then you're gonna now talk to Winnie. Winnie the Pooh's gonna tell you about another tail he saw, so you're gonna follow him and then dig up the item once you get there. You're gonna talk to him, and then you're gonna bring the umbrella tail back to Eeyore. You're gonna take another picture, and then show the picture to Eeyore. Next, we're following Winnie to the bridge in the Gloommeadow, and once there, you're gonna play Pooh Sticks. When you're done, right on the other side of the bridge, you're gonna fish out Eeyore's tail. Finally, you're gonna talk to Eeyore and give him his tail to finish this quest. Just like any other quest, we're gonna start it by talking to Eeyore, and then he's gonna send us to craft the storybook sword and the heroic helmet. You need 4 hardwood, 10 tree resin, 10 limestone, 3 rose and cream foxglove, 5 driftwood, 2 honey agate, and 8 sweet chestnut. Once you craft the equipment, you're going to dress up in the storybook sword and the heroic helmet. Next, we're headed to show Eeyore our outfit and talk to him. Then we're going to follow him to the edge of the fog, talk to him again, and pick up what we find on the edge. You're gonna talk to Eeyore again, and then we're headed to gather the materials to cook a fog-busting potion. You need 1 juniper berry, 1 golden patty pan, 1 plush fish, and 1 truffle. Once you cook the fog-busting potion, you're gonna show it to Eeyore and then use it and water the lantern. We're gonna look for the big red monster located to the left on the tree, and then we're gonna talk to Winnie. You're gonna use your royal shovel to break the branches, and then pick up the defeated big red monster. You're gonna open the clothing pouch in your inventory and put on the onesie, and I love it! Finally, you're gonna return to Eeyore to finish this quest. To start chapter 6, we're talking to Eeyore, and then we're gonna craft a amber brushwoods upgrade. You need 4 juniper berry, 2 acorn snail, and 1 honey agate. Once you craft the amber brushwoods upgrade, you're gonna use it, and then smash the chunks around what's left of Eeyore's house. You're gonna talk to Eeyore and tell him his house still needs a bit of construction, so we're headed to gather 10 driftwood, 5 tree resin, 3 oak leaves, and 12 soft limestone. You're gonna use the materials you gathered to repair his house and then talk to Eeyore. Next, we're headed to talk to Winnie, and then we're gonna gather 6 golden honey, 4 honey agate, 2 acorn snail, and 4 driftwood. Once you gathered all those materials, you're gonna craft 2 acorn lanterns and 16 driftwood paths. You're going to use those decorations you just made to decorate around Eeyore's house and then talk to Eeyore. You're going to take a picture and then welcome Eeyore to the valley. You're going to talk to him one last time to finish this quest. To start the next quest, we're going to talk to Eeyore and then head to the Gloommeadow. We're following him to the Everoak tree, and we're going to talk to him once we get there. Then you're going to place the charcoal pencils on the paper and enter the tree. Once inside the hollow, you're going to explore. You're going to check the note and then talk to Eeyore. You need to find the broken honey pot pieces and repair the Sunglow honey pot at the nearest crafting station. You're going to place the repaired Honeyglow honey pot and then talk to Eeyore. Next, you're going to use your royal shovel to solve the puzzle on the ground, and you want the background with the stars. When you have the puzzle solved correctly, a primary colors potion is going to pop out of the puzzle. You're going to pick it up and bring it to Eeyore. He's going to tell you to use the color potion on your watering can and then restore some color to the 7 gray honey pots. We're going to talk to Eeyore about the progress we've made, and then we're headed to solve another puzzle. On this puzzle, you want it to have the rainbow background, but we're missing a piece. So you're going to turn to the left and fish out the missing piece. You're going to return the missing piece to the puzzle and then pick up the secondary colors potion that pops out. You're going to use the potion and then water the last 3 gray honey pots. Then we're going to talk to Eeyore and water the repaired Honeyglow honey pot. When you water the repaired Honeyglow honey pot, a memory appears, so open the memory. You're going to talk to Eeyore about what you saw, and then we're leaving the Everoak tree. Once back inside the Gloommeadow, you're going to talk to Eeyore. Then you're going to follow him to the entrance of Braveheart Grove. To get through, we need to clear the corrupted honey wall, which means we need 1 toasted picnic sandwich, 1 foresty quiche, 1 honey macaroon, 5 golden honey, and 3 shiny honey agate. Now that we've unlocked the Braveheart Grove, look around and explore. Keep exploring until you find Piglet's house. Remove the corrupted honey swirls around his house. Then, knock on the door to see if anyone's home. Next, we're going to talk to Pooh, and then gather the ingredients to make Rabbit's Garden Pie and Bluster Day Soup. You need 1 golden patty pan, 1 parsnip, 1 pufflebud pod, 1 carrot, 1 wheat, 1 golden honey, 1 tree resin, 1 mushroom, and 1 truffle. Once you cook the Rabbit's Garden Pie and Blustery Day Soup, you're going to bring the food to Piglet. Then you're going to gather the ingredients to make door grease. You need 3 acorn snail and 3 truffle. Then head to the nearest crafting station and make the door grease. Once you have it, you're going to bring it to Piglet and then enter his house. Once inside, you're going to talk to him and then head back outside to show Piglet the woods are safe. We're going to take a picture of Piglet's broom outside his house, and a picture of the 3 glowing lanterns after we water them. Next, we're headed back inside Piglet's house to show him the woods are safe, and then back outside to talk to him and finish this quest. To start Chapter 8, we're going to talk to Piglet and then follow him in the woods to where the sound went missing. We're going to talk to him again and then follow him to where the sound went silent. Next, we're headed to gather the materials to make a chime arch and a buzzing hive cluster. You need 5 sweet chestnut, 6 oak leaves, 5 soft limestone, 5 yellow and orange foxglove, 3 yellow thistle, 5 tree resin, 8 golden honey, and 4 honey agate. Then head to the nearest crafting station to craft the chime arch and buzzing hive cluster. Then you're going to place them anywhere in the woods. Once both of those items are placed in the Braveheart Grove woods, you're going to talk to Piglet and then follow him to the last missing sound. You're going to talk to him once there, and then follow him to his special spot. You're going to search for the very important instructions inside Piglet's home, and then gather the ingredients for the Prickle Popper Potion. You need 5 rose and cream foxglove, 5 purple and white foxglove, 5 driftwood, 2 shiny honey agate, and 5 truffle. You're going to craft the Prickle Popper Potion and then use it on your shovel. Next, you're going to clear the twist roots around the babbling pond and then talk to Piglet once you're done. Then we're headed to gather the materials to fix the babbling pond. You need 15 soft limestone, 10 tree resin, 10 driftwood, 14 honey agate, and 10 oak leaves. You're going to place everything inside the blueprints for the babbling pond, and then pick up the mystery note that spawns. You're going to talk to Piglet about what you just saw, and then head to the entrance of the ever oak tree inside Braveheart Grove. Once there, you're going to talk to Piglet to finish this quest. Alright, you know the drill. We're going to talk to Piglet, and then we're headed to look around the grove to find the missing paints. It looks like Piglet has found something, so we're going to talk to him, and he's going to give us the pink watercolor. So we're headed back to the ever oak tree to place the pink watercolor on the paper. We're going to talk to Piglet, and then follow the paint trail to catch the paint thief, but it looks like it leads inside Piglet's house, so we're headed inside Piglet's. Once inside, you're going to ask Eeyore about the paint trail, and Eeyore is going to give you the blue watercolor. So we're headed back to the ever oak tree to apply the watercolor, and then we're talking to Piglet. Next, we're headed to talk to Pooh, and we're going to take pictures of a sturdy bridge, the big waterfall, and the broken bridge between Drowsybloom Acre and Braveheart Grove. Now, this one was a little, I guess to say, selective for me. I specifically had to take the picture from the side of Braveheart Grove. Once you've taken all 3 photos, you're going to show them to Pooh, and then you're going to follow him. Once at the broken bridge, you're going to talk to Pooh, and then we're gathered the materials to repair the shortcut bridge. You need 10 tree resin, 10 driftwood, 10 soft limestone, and 5 golden honey. You're going to talk to Pooh, and then you're going to interact with the bridge and put everything inside to repair it. Once you're done, you're going to talk to Piglet and finally welcome him to the valley. First, we're going to talk to Piglet to start this next quest, and then you're going to follow him to the ever oak tree in Braveheart Grove. Once there, we're finally going to add the yellow watercolor to the painting, and then enter the ever oak hollow. Once inside, you're going to explore until you find the note. You're going to ask Piglet if he knows where the Sunglow honeypot is. You're going to turn around and continue heading down the stairs. Once there, you're going to talk to Piglet and then solve the puzzle. The answer is sunflower, honeypot, honeypot, and you're going to use your shovel to dig and turn the wheel. After you solve the puzzle, you're going to talk to Piglet and then water the Honeyglow lantern. But the shadows scare Piglet, so you're going to talk to him and then take a picture of the 3 shadows on the wall. You're going to show Piglet the photos you took and then collect the 4 honeypots from around the room. Next, you're going to place them on the swirls in the middle of the room, and then you're going to use the handles to turn the rings and complete the picture. Doing this changed the shadows, so we're going to talk to Piglet, and then we're going to use our royal pickaxe to widen the crack in the wall. You're going to pick up the Sunglow honeypot that spawns, and then talk to Piglet. Then we're headed back to place the Sunglow honey pot where it belongs, and a memory appears. You're gonna open it and then talk to Piglet about what you saw. Next, we're leaving the Everoak tree, and once outside, you're gonna talk to Piglet and then follow him to the bridge leading to Nectar Apiary. Once there, you're gonna talk to Piglet again, and he's gonna tell you that we need to restore the bridge. To do that, you need to make 1 honey trifle, 1 honey glazed plush fish, 9 golden honey, 6 yellow and orange foxglove, and 6 white and pink foxglove. Then you're gonna repair the bridge to finish this quest. To start the next quest, you're gonna enter the misty Nectar Apiary, explore the Nectar Apiary, and then talk to Winnie. He's gonna give you green, orange, blue, and yellow flags to put on their respective poles. But of course, a strong gust blew the red flag away, so you're gonna chase it and catch it. Then you're gonna put the red flag back on the pole it belongs on. And then underneath the final flag, you're gonna dig up the time capsule and open it. You're gonna talk to Winnie about what you saw, and then head over to the campsite that's shown on the map. You're gonna talk to Eeyore at the campsite, and then we're looking for the ingredients for a bright imagination potion. You need to find the rainbow foxglove in the Braveheart Grove, and a soft pillow inside POOH'S house. Once you have the rainbow foxglove and soft pillow, you're gonna head to the nearest crafting station to craft the bright imagination potion, and then you're gonna use it to upgrade your pickaxe. You're gonna clear the area around the campsite and then talk to Pooh. He's gonna have you gather 10 driftwood, 8 tree resin, and 10 limestone. You're gonna repair the campsite to finish this quest. Alright, to start chapter 11, you're gonna talk to Winnie, and then you're headed to the nearest cooking station to cook toasted picnic sandwiches. You need to make 4 of them. You're gonna give 3 sandwiches to Winnie, and then eat 1 yourself. Then we're headed to gather the materials to craft a welcoming signpost and a welcoming picnic blanket. You need 5 driftwood, 5 white and pink foxglove, 3 tree resin, 1 golden honey, 5 oak leaves, 1 welcoming honey tree, 5 rose and cream foxglove, and 5 white thistle. You're gonna head to the nearest crafting station to craft the welcoming signpost and a welcoming picnic blanket, and then you're gonna talk to Piglet. You're gonna follow Piglet to the edge of the fog in the Nectar Apiary. It's kind of near your house. And then you're gonna place the welcoming sign and picnic blanket. You're gonna return to the campsite and talk to Eeyore, and then we're headed back to investigate the fog. Finally, we're gonna talk to Piglet, Eeyore, and Winnie to finish this quest. To start the final chapter, you're gonna head over to where we placed the sign and the picnic to investigate the fog. Then you're gonna water the lantern. Of course, a memory appears, so we're gonna open it and then talk to Winnie about what we saw. Then we need to make 3 honey-eyed memories. To make it, you need 18 golden honey. Once you craft the 3 honey-eyed memories, you're gonna give 1 to Eeyore, 1 to Piglet, and 1 to Pooh. Then we're headed back to Honeyglow Woods to see if anything changed. Then we're headed back to the Nectar Apiary to water the lantern. Next, we're going to explore the area beyond the fog and pick up the Worn Scout's journal. Of course, a memory spawns, so we're going to open it and talk to Winnie about what we saw. Next, we're headed to gather the materials to repair the old windmill. You need 5 golden honey, 10 driftwood, 10 tree resin, 15 soft limestone, and 10 oak leaves. You're going to place all the items you gathered in the windmill, and then a photo spawns nearby. You're going to pick up the faded old photo and show it to Winnie. He's going to ask you to take a new picture near the old windmill, and once you do, you're going to return to Winnie, show him that picture to finish this quest. To start the final interlude, you need to talk to Winnie, and then follow him to the Everoak tree. Once there, you're going to place the new bright photo you just took on the artful place. Then we're going to enter the Everoak tree hollow. Now, there doesn't seem to be a note here, but we're going to check the back wall just in case. You're going to talk to Winnie about what's missing and then catch the 5 flying honeybee pots. You're going to bring the honeybee pots to Pooh and then check in with Eeyore. You're going to head upstairs and use your pickaxe to unblock the flow of honey. Then you're going to retrieve the second broken orb piece from the pond. You're going to talk to Eeyore about what you've found so far, and then pick up the giant honey pots. Next, you're going to talk to Piglet and then cook a hedgehog treat. You're going to give the hedgehog treat to the hedgehog and then pick up the third broken orb piece that spawns. Next, you're going to talk to Winnie about what you've done so far and then place the orb pieces in the pillar. Nothing happens, so we're going to talk to Winnie and then we're going to move the pieces on the ground to redirect the flow of honey to the pillar. A new memory appears, so of course we're going to open it and then tell Pooh about what we saw. Next, we're headed outside the Everoak tree, and finally, we're talking to Pooh to finish this quest. Alright, we are doing the Epilogue. This is the final story quest, and at the end, there are some spoilers, so if you don't want any spoilers, skip on ahead to the friendship quest and come back later. To start this quest, you're going to talk to Winnie and then cook a special hero honey cake. Then you need to gather the materials to make a party table. That's 5 oak leaves, 4 tree resin, 7 driftwood, 5 white and pink foxglove, and 1 hero honey cake. You're headed to the nearest crafting station to craft that party table and then place it anywhere in the Drowsybloom Acre. You're going to talk to Piglet about party decorations, and then we need to gather the materials to craft Honeyglow flower pots. You need 1 purple thistle, 1 red thistle, 1 white and pink foxglove, 1 yellow and orange foxglove, 1 purple and white foxglove, 1 rose and cream foxglove, 1 white thistle, and 1 yellow thistle. You also need 4 golden honey. Then you're going to craft the 4 different colored Honeyglow flower pots. That's purple, red, pink, and yellow. We're going to go back to the party area to see if everything is ready, and we're going to talk to Piglet. Then we're headed to talk to Pooh. You're going to enjoy the heroes party with your friends, and then talk to Winnie. He's going to have you craft a paper boat from the summer's plan list. And then finally, we're going to decorate the party area with those 4 flower pots that we made. You're going to set the paper boat sailing near the bridge in Drowsybloom Acre, and then talk to Winnie to finish this quest. So next we're going to talk about a hidden quest available with Pooh. It's called the New Expedition. Now, the only way to trigger this quest is by finishing all of Eeyore and Piglet's friendship quests, and by also having the Wish Blossom Ranch expansion, and having finished all of Tigger's friendship quests. So, after you have all of that done, you're going to talk to Pooh and then investigate inside his house for a possible ghost. You're going to talk to Pooh about how there's totally not a ghost. Then you're headed to cook some meals for the expedition. You need to make any 2 meals from Wish Blossom Ranch and any 2 meals from Honeyglow Woods. You're going to bring the cooked meals to Pooh and then interact with the bridge in the Gloommeadow to play Pooh Sticks with Tigger and Pooh. Once you're done, you're going to talk to Pooh about what's next, and you're going to fish out the mysterious item that's right behind you in the river. It's pretty much the same location that you found Eeyore's tail. You're going to talk to Winnie the Pooh about the orange dye, and then follow Tigger as he leads the expedition to the castle in the field. You're going to talk to Tigger once you're there, and then follow Winnie as he now leads the expedition to the castle in the field. There seems to be a large piece of fabric on the ground once we get there, so we're going to dig it out. With all the items in our inventory, you're going to show them all to Pooh, and then craft the Toadstool Bouncy Castle. You're going to place the bouncy castle anywhere in the Honeyglow Woods and celebrate with Winnie the Pooh. Finally, you're going to talk to Pooh one last time to finish this quest. Alright, now we're getting into friendship quests. So to start the first friendship quest, you're going to talk to Winnie, and then you're going to dress up in grown-up clothing, something elegant, black, and professional. Once you're dressed up, you're going to talk to Winnie, and then remove the corrupted honey swirls in Drowsybloom Acre. Removing these swirls, you're going to find the beach toys and the car toy. Then you're going to chase the toy butterfly in Drowsybloom Acre. Once you catch it, you're going to craft any Honeyglow flower pot. Then you're going to decorate Drowsybloom Acre using 12 of any fence and 12 of any path, and place down any Honeyglow flower pot. Once you're done, you're going to talk to Winnie and then remove the corrupted honey swirls inside his house. You're going to find some toys and then you're going to put them all back on their respective shelves. Next, we're going to talk to Winnie about the thing stuck under his bed, and then we're going to use a piece of driftwood to reach the chest stuck under his bed. You're going to talk to Winnie about the locked chest you found, and then you're going to pick up the butterfly toy. You're going to bring the butterfly toy to Winnie, and then follow the butterfly toy through Drowsybloom Acre. The toy butterfly is going to lead you to the butterfly key. Once there, you're going to pick it up and head back to Pooh's house to unlock the chest. You're going to open your inventory and open the bag and then talk to Winnie one last time to finish this quest. Alright, you know the drill. Just like any other quest, we're starting it off by talking to Winnie, and he's going to have us get ready for bed by dressing up in 2 calm clothing and 2 delicate clothing. You're going to talk to Pooh about getting ready for bed, and then you're going to cook him 2 warm milk and honey. You're going to head back inside Pooh's house to continue his bedtime routine and give him the warm milk and honey. Then you're going to drink your own. You're going to talk to Winnie about what to do next, and then you're headed to the nearest crafting table to craft a Honeyglow flower elixir. You're going to use the Honeyglow flower elixir to water flowers and make them glow. You just need to water 5. Once you're done, you're going to talk to Eeyore, and then we're planting 3 golden patty pan seeds. We're going to talk to Winnie about the other outdoor things he did yesterday, and then we're going to decorate the Drowsybloom Acre with 5 leaves. After that, we're going to talk to Winnie again, and then we're fishing for a plush fish. You can find them in the gold ripples. Once you catch that plush fish, we're heading to show it to Winnie, and then we're going inside his house. Once inside, we're talking to him one more time to finish this quest. Next, we're starting Pooh's grown-up job. We're starting it off by talking to him and then collecting a precious stone that shines like honey, a fallen branch that learned how to swim, and a round soft stone enough to carve, which means we need 1 shiny honey agate, 5 driftwood, and 12 soft limestone. We're going to place the rocks and sticks in their proper place in Pooh's house, and then we're going to talk to him. He's going to have us collect the ingredients needed for Pooh's honey garden pie, which is 1 of any grain, 2 of Pooh's golden honey, 1 golden patty pan, 1 parsnip, and 1 carrot. Once you've collected everything, we're headed inside Remy's restaurant, and then we're going to cook Pooh's honey garden pie. We're going to bring our culinary creation to Remy, and then we're headed to talk to Aladdin. Next, we're headed to mine 3 rock spots in Drowsybloom Acre. While mining the rock spot, you're going to find a fossil. You're going to pick up the fossil and bring it to Winnie. He's going to have you collect 2 purple thistle, 2 red thistle, 3 white thistle, and 3 yellow thistle. Then we're headed to the nearest crafting station to craft a cheerful bouquet using the flowers we just picked. We're going to bring the cheerful bouquet to Minnie and then play Pooh Sticks with Pooh and Minnie. Finally, we're talking to Pooh one last time to finish this quest. Alright, we're starting Winnie's last friendship quest. We're going to start it by talking to him, and then we're headed to talk to Wally about his honey problem. Next, we're going to water the honey spills in Drowsybloom Acre and pick up anything that these honey spills spawn. You should find 1 white feather with gold dust and 5 watery honey. Next, we're headed to talk to Pooh, and then we're visiting Scrooge McDuck's shop. Once inside his store, you're going to water the honey spills, and this time you're going to collect 7 watery honey in 1 small teapot. You're going to talk to Scrooge about the honey mess, and then we're headed inside Piglet's house. Once inside, we're watering more honey spills, and this time we're collecting 1 piece of designer fabric and 9 watery honey. Then we're going to talk to Piglet about the honey mess, and next we're headed to visit Daisy. Once again, inside her house, we're watering the honey spills, and this time we're collecting 11 watery honey. We're going to talk to Daisy about the honey mess, and then we're headed to the nearest crafting table to craft a bubble party. You need 1 bubble party sign and 1 piece of honey soap. Next, you're going to decorate the Drowsybloom Acre with the bubble party sign. You need to place the sign next to the riverbank between the bridge and the Gloommeadow's entrance. Then we're headed to Drowsybloom Acre to add the honey soap to the river. Next, we're having a bubble party with all of our friends, and we're talking to Winnie to finish his final friendship quest. Alright, we're starting Eeyore's first friendship quest. We're gonna start it by talking to him and then following him to the waterfall near the entrance of the Gloommeadow. Once there, you're gonna follow the footprints to retrace Goofy's steps and find the lost present. You're gonna talk to Eeyore about the footprints and keep following them. Wait, weren't we just here? Are we going in a circle? We're gonna talk to Eeyore again. Then we're gonna follow the new set of footprints leading through the Drowsybloom Acre. We're gonna pick up Goofy's gift, and then we're gonna bring the Eeyore tablecloth to Goofy. Next, we're headed to visit Winnie the Pooh's house, and we're gonna talk to him once inside. We're gonna collect the materials for Goofy, which means we need 4 driftwood, 3 oak leaves, and 2 white and pink foxglove. Once you've collected everything, we're gonna bring all the materials to Goofy and then open the recipe in our inventory. Now we need to gather ingredients to feed everyone, so we need to gather 3 golden honey, 2 purple thistle, 1 plush fish, and any vegetable. We're gonna cook a honey glazed plush fish for Goofy, and then we're gonna bring the food to Eeyore. We're gonna place the Eeyore picnic set in the Honeyglow Woods and take a picture of everyone. Finally, we're gonna talk to Eeyore one last time to finish this quest. The Tales and Tribulations, you're gonna talk to Eeyore and then enter the Everoak tree. Once inside, you realize Eeyore's tail isn't here, so we're gonna take a photo of any evidence, like the old footprints and the pile of junk. We're gonna talk to Eeyore about everything we saw, and then we're headed to listen to Eeyore and Piglet talk. Next, we're gonna clean up Eeyore's napping spot by entering the Everoak tree. And look at that, a clue appeared. We're gonna pick up the blue fur. We're gonna bring the blue fur to Eeyore, and then we're gonna question Stitch about Eeyore's missing tail. After we question Stitch, we're headed to visit Pooh's house. Once inside, we're gonna ask about Stitch's sandwich. But Winnie is about to eat Stitch's sandwich, so now we have to cook a meal with golden honey for Winnie. We're gonna bring the golden honey back to Winnie, and then we're gonna return Stitch's sandwich to him. Now we need to head to the Gloommeadow to catch the tail-sweeping hedgehog. Once you catch him, head back to Eeyore to give him his tail. Next, we're headed to talk to Winnie about any more tail-related evidence. But we need to gather materials to repair Eeyore's worn-out tail. You need to have 1 fiber, 5 tree resin, 2 soft limestone, and 3 sweet jelly. We're headed to the nearest crafting station to repair the worn-out tail, and then we're talking to Stitch. We're gonna bring the tail and the alien glue we just got from Stitch to Eeyore, and now we're gonna dress up in Eeyore's tail to test it out. By Stitch and Drowsybloom Acre, and then we're talking to Eeyore one last time to finish this friendship quest. Once again, we're starting another quest by chatting with Eeyore, and then we're gonna enter the Gloommeadow Everoak tree. Once inside, we're gonna talk to Sadness, and then play Pooh Sticks with Eeyore and Sadness. After your game of Pooh Sticks, you're gonna talk to Eeyore and ask him what he thinks of hanging out with Sadness. Next, you're gonna gather the materials to craft a do not disturb sign and some comfy pillows, and oh my god, he is me for real. You're gonna need to gather 6 hardwood, 2 honey agate, 16 soil, 8 oak leaves, and 4 yellow and orange foxglove. You're headed to the nearest crafting station to craft that do not disturb sign and 4 comfy pillows. You're gonna bring all the furniture to Eeyore, and he's gonna ask you to place the sign near the entrance of the Everoak tree in the Gloommeadow. After you place that sign, we're headed inside the tree to listen to Winnie and Alice. We're also gonna listen to Eeyore and Sadness, but this meeting isn't quite working out, so we're gonna talk to Eeyore. He's gonna have us cook a honey trifle snack and honey macaroons. We're also gonna need to gather 5 rich soil, 2 purple thistle, and 10 rope. Once you've gathered all the material and made the snacks, you're gonna return to the Everoak tree and give the materials to Sadness. Then we're gonna dress up with some purple fuzzy earmuffs and some casual clothing. Next, you're gonna listen to the members of the Shy Villager Society, and then afterwards, you're gonna check in with Eeyore. You're gonna take a picture to commemorate the first meeting, and then finally, you're gonna talk to Eeyore one last time to finish this quest. Now we're starting Eeyore's final friendship quest, and to do that, of course, you have to talk to him. And then we're headed to gather materials to craft a lost and found kiosk. You're gonna need 10 hardwood, 6 driftwood, 5 oak leaves, and 3 honey agate. Then you're headed to the nearest crafting station to craft that lost and found kiosk and then place it near the Gloommeadow bridge. You're going to talk to Eeyore about the kiosk and then you're going to check it out. You're going to pick up the first item from the lost and found and then talk to Eeyore about who might have lost this scarf. Of course it's Piglet, so we're going to return the scarf to Piglet and then talk to Eeyore again. Next we're headed to check the kiosk another time. Now there's a lost snowflake that you need to catch. Once you catch it, talk to Eeyore and it seems like the snowflake belongs to Olaf. So you're going to give it to Olaf and then check the lost and found kiosk another time. This time, we found a note. We're going to ask Eeyore who he thinks the note belongs to. He thinks it's Winnie, so we're going to talk to Winnie and then we're going to dress up in 2 sporty clothing. We're going to work out with Winnie and Eeyore and then we're going to check on the lost and found kiosk one last time. You're going to tell Eeyore that there's nothing left at the kiosk and then place the iced tea stand in the Honeyglow Woods. You're going to take a picture of everyone at the iced tea stand and then talk to Eeyore one last time to finish his final friendship quest. Alright, we're starting Piglet's first friendship quest, and of course to start it, we're doing it by talking to Piglet, and then we're headed to take a picture of the dried flowers inside his house. You're going to show Merlin the picture of the flowers so he can explain what's going on, but now we're headed to talk to Ursula. Then we need to gather ingredients to cook the honey glazed plush fish, which means you need 1 plush fish, any vegetable, and 1 golden honey. After you cook the honey glazed plush fish, you're going to give it to Ursula, and then you're headed to talk to Winnie. He's asking us to gather materials to craft the rustic jacuzzi, and I'm jealous, I want a jacuzzi. You need 8 driftwood, 2 sweet jelly, 3 purple thistle, 3 red thistle, and 3 white thistle. Once you head to the nearest crafting station and craft that jacuzzi, you're gonna talk to Piglet. He says he has a better idea for a gift, but I don't know what could be better than a jacuzzi. So we're headed to take pictures of peaceful locations near the water in Drowsybloom Acre, the Gloommeadow, and in Braveheart Grove. We're going to show these pictures to Piglet, and then we're going to decorate anywhere in the Honeyglow Woods to suit Ursula's taste. So we need to place the jacuzzi, 2 rustic furniture, 2 delicate furniture, and 2 wondrous furniture. You're going to take a picture of the jacuzzi in the decorated area and then show the photo to Ursula. She's going to give you her flower potion and you're going to use it to upgrade your watering can, and then we're headed back inside Piglet's house to water the flowers. Once you water the dried up flowers, we're talking to Piglet to finish this quest. To start the next friendship quest, we're going to talk to Piglet and then gather materials to craft the floating umbrella. You need 1 driftwood, 4 oak leaves, and 2 tree resin. Once you craft the floating umbrella, you're going to bring it to Piglet and then we're headed to talk to Wally. He's going to have us reinforce riverbanks by planting 5 pufflebud pods by the river in Drowsybloom Acre, 5 parsnips by the river in Gloommeadow, and 5 golden patty pan by the river in Braveheart Grove. Once you're done planting all those, you're going to talk to Moana and then you're headed to gather materials to craft the rainy day safety kits. You're going to need 8 driftwood, 5 parsnips, 1 purple and white foxglove, 1 rose and cream foxglove, 1 white and pink foxglove, and 1 yellow and orange foxglove. Once you craft the rainy day safety kits, you're going to bring them to Piglet. Next, we're headed to Pooh's house, and once inside, we're going to talk to him. He's going to have us gather ingredients to cook a tasty treat, so we need 2 of any fish, 2 of any protein, 2 juniper berry, 2 truffle, and 2 golden patty pan. Next, we're headed to the nearest cooking station to cook a foresty quiche, and then we're going to share it with Wally and Moana. Once you bring it to Wally and to Moana, you have officially finished this friendship quest. To start collecting little wins, of course, we're going to talk to Piglet, and then we're headed to talk to Joy. Then we're going to head to the Honeyglow Woods and remove 5 twist roots, 5 amber brushwoods, and 5 corrupted honey swirls. Then we're going to talk to Joy about our progress, and then we need to collect golden honey. We're going to share some golden honey with the beast, and then we're going to talk to Vanellope. Next, we need to collect some super soft safety pillows from Pooh's house and Piglet's house. Once you have both safety pillows, you're going to bring them to Piglet, and then we're going to place the safety pillows in the Drowsybloom Acre, the Gloommeadow, and the Braveheart Grove. Once you've placed all 3 pillows, you're going to talk to Piglet and then put on the heroic helmet. Then we're going to talk to Piglet again, and then next we're following him to the starting point of the race near the Honeyglow Woods entrance. You're going to run the race route, and don't forget to hit each checkpoint. You have one in the Drowsybloom Acre, in the Gloommeadow, across the POOH'S Bridge, in Braveheart Grove, and near the Ever Oak Tree in Braveheart Grove. Once you finish the race, you're going to talk to Vanellope, and then we need to collect the materials to craft the Little Winds leaderboard. We need 8 driftwood, 1 purple and white foxglove, 1 rose and cream foxglove, 1 white and pink foxglove, and 1 yellow and orange foxglove. Once you craft the Little Winds leaderboard, you're going to place it anywhere in the Honeyglow Woods, take a photo, and then talk to Piglet one more time to finish this quest. Alright guys, this is our final quest. You need to talk to Piglet and then visit his house. Once inside, of course, talk to him again, and then you're gonna need a peanut, a carrot, and a blueberry, because we need to feed the valley's critters their favorite treats. So we're feeding a rabbit, a squirrel, and a raccoon. We're headed to talk to Piglet, and then we need to gather ingredients to cook 3 honey macaroons. You need 3 golden honey, 3 sweet jelly, 3 of any grain, and 3 sweet chestnut. Once you cook the honey macaroons, you're going to give one to Kristoff, Pocahontas, and Scar. Next, you're going to talk to Piglet again, and then we need to gather materials to craft the club meeting podium. You need 5 hardwood, 4 driftwood, 10 soft limestone, 2 purple thistle, and 2 white thistle. Once you craft the club meeting podium, you're going to decorate a meeting spot anywhere in the Honeyglow Woods by placing the podium and adding 4 of any furniture. Then you're going to take a photo to celebrate and finally talk to Piglet one last time to complete this friendship quest. Alright guys, can you believe that's all I have for you today? Oh my gosh. Thank you so much if you made it this far. Thank you. I hope you enjoyed the Honeyglow Woods Adventure Pack as much as I did, and I hope to see you in my next video. Bye!